Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host Mohammed Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and the co-author of New Success Secrets available on Amazon. On this episode, we have a special guest, Jennifer Rosemarie Francis. Jennifer is the host of SoloMoms Talk podcast. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Jennifer Rosemarie Francis. Jennifer, welcome.
Thanks, Siddique. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. And let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who you were surrounded with that inspired you to start the SoloMoms Talk podcast?
So I became a solo mom for the second time about 22 years ago, and I was my husband walked out on me with a 2 and a 4-year-old, and it was a struggle. But I realized that, and I got the information from a discovery group I took, that I wasn't alone. There were lots of other people. There were lots of other moms raising children alone, going through situations of, the threat of poverty, the threat of, loneliness, the threat of abandonment. And so I wanted to hear those stories, because when we hear other people's stories, our lives don't look as bad, right? So that's what started that.
Mm, wonderful. So I noticed that you go on your online is J. Rosemary Francis. However, your name is Jennifer. How someone can they can call you John? They can call you anything else with the J. So what is it? Tell me a little more. I'm just curious.
Well, they could call me Jay, and that's fine. And I go by J Rosemarie because Rosemarie is my middle name. My first name is Jennifer. But I had a situation where I told my last husband that I didn't like the name Rosemarie. I always left it out of my name. And so during our divorce, he used it a lot, it's like rubbing it in. I know you don't like it, so here, here, here. And when I started the podcast, I wanted to present an online persona. I said, I'm going to embrace my middle name. My granddad gave it to me, and I'm going to embrace it. It's me. It's who I am right now. And so, J. Rosemarie.
Yeah, this is good. This is good.
Yeah, take the power back.
Take the power back. Brave solo
Yeah.
mom talk. Okay, so solo moms are talking on their platforms. The host of Solo Moms Talk, Jennifer. Jennifer, so what are the top three mistakes to avoid when you are a solo moms?
Top three is to don't think you can do it by yourself, because you can't. And, you're not alone. It's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to feel like you're overwhelmed, right? So that's number one. Number two, your kids are going to be okay, so don't spend your time worrying about them, so and number three to avoid is avoid letting people pull you back into relationships you're not ready for. There's a lot of people out there who are looking for easy prey, and a solo mom struggling financially is easy prey. And so avoid letting them pull you in, telling you what they can do for you.
Oh my God. Jennifer, you are not as good as you think. You are better. You learned hard lessons,
Funny.
huh? So, Jennifer, what are your greatest failure story as a solo moms? What did you learn from it, and how did you recover from that?
So I think my greatest failure was, I'm not really sure if how to state this, but my greatest failure is thinking that I'm in control of my kids, you know, especially when they get to a certain age. And I have a son who had struggled with some addiction, and I blamed myself. Oh my God, what did I do wrong? How could I have made it better? And so I consider that my greatest failure. But the solution was to realize you don't have that much control. And I've learned through single parenting to trust God. I fully believe that God cares about me as a solo mom, and He cares about my kids, and He will help us navigate.
Mhm.
And that's the lesson I learned in that respect.
Wonderful. So I'm going to ask a follow-up question because it's really, we all know so many solo moms. Uh, because you say you're not responsible, isn't it like a passing on a blame to someone else, then otherwise taking a responsibility as a mom?
No, because you do your best, right? You set good examples and you teach them what they need to learn. But there comes a point when you have to understand that that's another human being with their own heart and mind,
Mhm.
right? And it's not always in your control how they act and how they behave. What you can do is be there for them to support them in any way you can. But no, you're not in control, and it's not shifting responsibility. I think it was Christian Northrup who said that to moms who always feel guilty about their kids' behavior, is that you're not that powerful and they're not that helpless.
Mm.
So no, it's not shifting blame.
No, no, this is good. So, solo moms, that's a very nice way to actually keep yourself at peace.
Yes,
That's the key part because your confidence level and peace is very, very important. You know,
absolutely.
otherwise you can't even help even your own kids. Basically, if you are disturbed yourself, you can't help anyone.
That's true. And you have to give your kids the message that you can solve problems. You're not helpless. You can solve problems and challenges will come. The problem is not the challenges, it's how we react to those challenges. And you have to
Yeah.
set that example for your kids to that's what make them strong. You show them that you can solve problems and get through challenges. Yeah?
Yeah, very good. Very good. Jennifer, I'm so glad you are on this show and sharing all this very unique perspective about life, how to navigate the challenges in your life and how to actually, stay strong at the same time. So let's switch
Yeah.
the side. We already covered the mistakes to avoid. We already covered your greatest failure story. And let's talk about your successes. As a solo moms, what are the top three success secrets?
Top three success secrets. Well, the top one I say is trust God. Trust that He knows how to help you to get to where you need to be because we can't see the big picture. And especially when we are so caught up in, the everyday life, we can't. So trust God to lead us where we need to be. I am a big believer in that. I pray for my kids. I mention their name. I mention their situation, right?
Mhm.
So that's my number one. I'm sorry. Could you repeat the question?
Yeah, I need three more. You said trust in God. That really mean if someone doesn't trust in God, what do they do? They trust in some higher power or they trust in the creator, so whoever created, like there is some higher power, basically.
Okay, so I can only talk about what I know, right? And I
And
know God, so
I
that's
understand.
what I talk about.
Okay, cool. I respect that. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so and the second thing is to trust that can you're able, you're good enough. That's one of the things we struggle with is that we think we are not good enough, and trust that you are good enough to navigate these kids where they need to be, where they need to go. And
Hmm.
my third success tip is take care of yourself. It is no good if you're tired and lifeless because you can't help your kids. So take care of you. I interviewed a woman once, and she said, "I said, how do you practice self care?" And she said, "Oh no, I can't. I don't have time to take care of myself. I got to take care of my kids." And I'm thinking to myself, but lady, you can't help anyone if you can't help yourself. That's why they say on the plane, put your
Yeah.
oxygen mask, right?
Yeah.
Where you put your oxygen mask first is on yourself.
Yeah.
For a mother, that's just my kids come first. My kids come first. My kids come first. But you have to take care of you. I was running for a box once, and I couldn't run. My joints wouldn't move, and I realized that all I did was work and sleep.
Yeah.
You can't. Your mind goes numb. and your body sees up, you have to take care of yourself and allow you to see that it's okay to rest, to take care of yourself, to rejuvenate, to be strong.
Mhm. Yeah, strong. Jennifer, thank you so much. How the people who are watching this now can support you?
So I would love for you to listen to my podcast, SoloMoms Talk. There are many women on there telling their stories of how they've been homeless, or their husband cheated on them, or just different things. And I think that our stories are similar. It's just the details that are different, right? And I think if you're going through something as a solo mom, it's good to listen to other people's story. And so if you could, support the podcast and visit solomoms-talk.com and connect with me there. Connect with me. I
Absolutely.
love
Solo Moms, solomoms-talk.com. If
Yes.
you're just listening and not watching right now, because the website is on your screen right now, you may want to kind of look into the screen, take a picture, and actually visit the site. Otherwise, I'm going to spell it for you just to make sure you get it. SOLOMOMS dash TALK.com. Solomoms-talk.com. Thank you so much, Jennifer, coming and sharing your story, sharing the mistakes to avoid your failure story. That takes a courage. However, very impressive, and your three success secrets. We are about to wrap up. I'd like to have your quick word as a kind of testimonial for the show. What would you say about your today's guest experience on a growth hacking secret show?
About my experience, I think I think that you have to be able to express yourself, and this is a great opportunity to tell the world what you're doing and how you're feeling about what you're doing, and to share what you have to offer. And I thank Mohammed for giving me this opportunity. I think everyone who's trying to influence a life should be on here.
Oh, thank you so much for your kind words. I really appreciate it. Jennifer, what would you say as a final word?
I say, do what you love, listen to your heart, and follow your dreams.
Do what you love, listen to your heart, and follow your dreams.
Yes.
And when it comes to dream big, not
Dream
small.
big. Dream big. Think outside the box.
Yeah, which box we are talking about? I have no box of any
Think
kind.
outside your box.
Yes, thank you so much, Jennifer, for sharing your wisdom with us today on the behalf of Growth Hacking Secrets community and our entire team. We really appreciate you. This is
Thank you.
Mohammed Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes.